welcome back. This is example 5 from the equation solving lesson 6.2. You're going to need to write this one in as you don't have this one on your sheet. So take a minute to write it down. 2/5 x minus 1/3 equals 7 plus 2/3 x. Okay, just like the rest of the fraction questions, the previous example with fractions that we did, the first thing you want to do is multiply both sides by the lowest common denominator. So let's write that down. Step 1. Multiply both sides of the equation by the LCD. And if you forget what LCD is, that's the lowest common denominator. Okay, so look for this question. We have 5 and 3. What's the lowest common value that 5 and 3 both go into? You guessed it. It is 15. Okay, so I'm going to put the steps down here on the side. Go ahead and multiply both sides by 15. When we say both sides, we're meaning all terms, don't forget. Okay, so we multiply this side by 15, and we multiply this side by 15. That's the left-hand side. Now the right-hand side. Don't forget this 7 must also be multiplied by 15. You don't just multiply the fractions, you multiply all values by 15. Okay, now what does that give us? Well, remember from the rationals unit, when you multiply a fraction by a number, you're just multiplying the numerator by that number. So 15 times 2 is 30. I'm having a little trouble here. Let me try that again. 15 times 2 is 30 over, bear with me, technical difficulties, 30 over 5. Then we have x minus 15 times 1. 15 times 1 is just 15 over 3 equals 15 times 7. Well, it's 15 times 70. 15 times 7 is 7 times 10, 70 plus 35. That's 105. And then we have plus 2. 2 times 15 is 30. 30 over 3. X. All right, there you have it. We've multiplied both sides by 15. Now the reason that we do that is for the next step. What happens to those fractions once we multiply by the LCD? Well, let's take a look. 30 divided by 5, well, that's 6. 6x minus 15 divided by 3 is 5 equals, we got the 105 there, plus 30 divided by 3 is 10x. Okay, now doesn't that look like a much easier equation to deal with? Okay, so now use our equation solving strategies. What's the opposite of subtracting 5? Adding 5. What we do to one side, we do to the other. Okay. Also, we want to bring x all to one side. I want to bring it to the left-hand side. So what's the opposite of adding 10x? Subtracting 10x. What you do to one side, you must do to the other. There you have it. Okay, go ahead and simplify. 6x take away 10x. What is that? What did you say? 6x take away 10x is negative 4x. The 5 and the negative 5 cancel, equals 105 plus 5 is 120, minus 10x cancels. That's what we have thus far. 4x equals negative 120. Now, to get x by itself, last step, what is it? Divide both sides by negative 4. What we do to one side, we must do to the other. And what do you get there? You get x equals negative, positive divided by negative is a negative 30. Okay, that's example 5. Make sure that you know how to deal with these fractional equations as well, and good luck on the assignment that Mr. Penning's going to post on his calendar.